So I wanted to jump right into today. First of all, thank you so much for spreading the word. I was kind of making a joke about being a Muslima matchmaker, but I've literally gotten some emails and some requirements, some inquiries like, we heard you're matchmaking, can you hook me up? Can I get in your database? And I'm like, mashallah, like, we may be onto something. The goal was just to highlight who's out there and who's single and who's looking, because during Ramadan I saw a lot of posts, but I was also getting a lot of emails from brothers, sisters, just like, hey, do you know anybody single? And so I realized that that's kind of the hardest part. I mean, you could go to a dating site and you just know what people want you to know, but Facebook, it tells who people are and how they really are. You can see what they ate for breakfast this morning, what type of stuff they post about, who their friends are. So I was like, hey, that's even better. You just kind of click on a profile if you see a name that you like in the snapshot folder. So that's kind of how that works. But you're giving me some ideas. Maybe we'll expand the empire. Don't steal my name, Muslim Matchmaker. Maybe I'll do a website or something. So we'll stay posted on that. That being said, I have to have some real talk with y'all because y'all playing. Y'all being picky. Y'all are picking in the mud. But you know what? I've been there, right? But coming from someone who spent 8 years trying to find her husband after my first divorce, right? You could, I had a list. I had a list like people had, and me and my list were sitting together by ourselves for almost 8 years, so don't be like me. But I'll start off with a story, right? A real life story, because we talk real like that. And I'm no longer friends with this girl because of this story, so I hope, she's cool with me sharing it, whatever. But anyway, so we used to do this, like, California, they had a real, like, singles dating scene. Like, you could really go to, like, singles events at the masjid. There were groups of singles getting together, having mixers. Like, it was just a really exciting time, right? So on this one particular time, we're in our 40s, real talk, right? Y'all know that, I already said it. But she decided to bring her 19 and 20-year-old nieces because they're single and their mom wants them to get married too. No problem. Yes, yeah, that's the way it is. But when we arrived to the event, one of the first things one of the organizers said to my friend was, oh, wow, how nice you decided to bring your daughters. And she got offended by that. She came and told me, can you believe they thought I was their mother? And I'm like, yeah, I can believe it because I have an almost 20-year-old myself. I'm 40. We're at that age where we can have kids that are half our age, And one of the things that I realized is like, wait a second. And I told her this too, like, with me and my daughter, although I'm her mother, she very seldomly gets, oh, is that your mom? She gets, is that your sister, right? Right? So it showed me that you could be a mom without looking like a mom. And nothing wrong with being a mom, right? I'm very proud of my motherhood. Shout out to the mamas. But on the dating scene, maybe you want to look like a hot mama. I know I said it. But it's like on the dating scene, it's very cutthroat out here. And we're not dating. We're talking about Islamic getting to know you, marriage, what have you. But the rules are very similar. Like, people are very visual. So you might not want to come looking like somebody's mama. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of told her that. And like I said, she's no longer my friend because of that. Because I was just like, literally like, she's Arab, and Arab men are kind of like maybe white men, which now have influenced black men. Like, they like stuff like long hair. And she had a cute little bob cut, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, in your culture especially, she didn't chose not to wear her hijab, which is fine. Hey, that's to each his own. But like, maybe you want to lengthen it a little bit, grow it out. You know how y'all guys, your type guys like, like maybe press it to get it straightened longer. I don't know, right? But I'm like, just think about it. And like, maybe you want to change up your dress a little bit, which I know when it comes to the dating world, or I know change is like the kiss of death, right? Like, that's like a bad word. Like, he can't change me. I was like this when you married me. I know, but hear me out. If you dress like a mother, and I had a friend, even in our 20s, who Chico was her spot. Chico's, y'all know Chico. And I was like, that's kind of like an older lady type store, don't you want? She's like, oh, what you trying to say? That's my, So I'm like, okay, to each his own. But again, on the dating scene, or on the road to trying to get married, maybe you want to shop at Forever 21 or something, It's a mindset and a lifestyle, Forever 21, even if you're 50. But I'm just saying, it's just something to think about, right? So yes, physicality is very important, even for Muslims, even for Muslim men and for Muslim females. Because I've gotten a lot of people in my inbox like, he not really like, he don't look like he work out, or, oh, I like him, he cute, but he a little bit too short for me. And then of course the brothers, You know, she don't look like she look in her pictures when we FaceTime, whatever. Y'all being picky, but I get it, right? So it's like we have to strike that balance between, you know, the physicality being important and the physicality not being as important as what other things we're going to get from them. And some things physical can be changed. Like if her brother's a little heavy set, right? Like I'll use my example, you know what I'm saying? My husband, you know, he working with a little something in the midsection area. Like he's in his 30s. Like that's real life, real talk. But I didn't really know all that. He would wear baggy clothes, whatever. But then we get married and he walk around with a little, you know, tank top, white tee, whatever. And I'm like, where'd that come from? But he got me, right? That's what, you know, he already got me. I'm in here. So now we just gonna have to work out together or something, you know what I'm saying? But that can be changed. If a sister's a little heavier than you like, if you a little heavy, like, you know what I'm saying? Try to see the vision work together. But that being said, and I know a lot of people have said, what, you know, I want somebody who love me for me. Like, trust me, me and my little, I said I had a baby, right? Me and my little post-pregnancy pouch was sitting on the couch by ourselves eating bonbon for like 8 years. And I was like, he gonna love me for me, I ain't changing. But I did have to have some people come and be like, are you more attached to that like pouch? Are you more attached to sitting on this couch than, you know, finding you a mate? And I had to really think about some things like, it ain't nothing wrong with a little working out. Like, what's wrong with the get right? Like, I can't, you know, there's nothing wrong with just getting a little bit more fit and things like that. And I know it's such a foul concept in some ways that you should have to do stuff with your, you know, physicality, physical body to make yourself more appealing. But you have to look at it like this. We're in 2018 and people are very, you know, visual, right? We got Instagram models. We got Black Panther that came out for the brothers with T'Challa with the chest. I mean, you know, the chest out. It's a lot of stuff going on. So you just basically don't want to be cut out of the game before it begins. Yes, you want him or her to know you for you, but you have to realize that they don't know you. So if they see you from a distance, they might not even take the extra steps to get to know you. If, not saying you're not cute, but if your type of cute doesn't necessarily match with their type of cute or their vision of cute, right? So you just want to do as much as possible, safely, comfortably, or maybe no, step out of your comfort zone. But you want to be able to help yourself to stand out in the crowd. Because if there's a room full of people and there's a lot of distractions out there for your potential mate, you just want to do things that kind of like highlight, like, hey, over here, over here. So, you know, just something to think about. Now with my niqabi sisters, I've been getting a lot of messages about that too. Like that creates a whole other, you know, I'll have to maybe have a whole separate video about that. But, you know, people are saying, hey, send me a picture. I want to see what you look like. Which, you know, I don't know. This is my first time really interacting with niqabis like this. So this is something, you know, maybe I'll have to look at if I want to be a Muslim matchmaker, right? But I will share the story of how I used to teach Arabic. I mean, I used to teach English to Saudi students, you know, because they pay good. They got their oil money, mashallah. But they told me that when it comes to marriage, they have like, you know, they have, just in general, they have sister parties, just like in that movie, ST to the City, whatever. And, you know, the people take off the abaya, you know, and they talk about it's like a fashion show under there. Yes, that is how it is when they get together. They wear, you know, jilbabs, abayas, whatever, out of the house. But then inside it looks like prom, like literally cleavage out, short dresses, hair all done up, makeup, like just to hang out at their friend's house. And I'm like, what? But yes, that's how they do it. So apparently in these settings, though, there are mothers there of single sons, there are grandmothers, and they're checking you out. And they'll go back and say, hey son, I found your wife. Like she's a banger. She's, you know, how they talk, whatever. And they'll make the recommendation and then the families will get together. Okay, we're going to have, I guess, you know, a sit down. I'm just learning that word. I've been Muslim all my life. And now that I'm friends with Philly Muslims and New York Muslims, I hear about sit downs. Okay. But yeah. And they said in that, I mean, it depends on who and how your family is, how far you go with it. But they're like, the girl, she comes down the stairs with her hair out. You know, she could do arms out. You could have a little short skirt on, show some legs. I'm like, what? You know, just so the guy can take a look and see if that's something he's interested in. And I was like, well, what happened if he don't like what he see? And then you got to just go on with your life and be a niqabi out in Saudi Arabia and y'all very conservative and some dude out there knows what you look like under there. And they're like, yeah, it's awkward, but that's how it works. So I just think those are types of things that we have to look at. I know somebody posted that there is like a hadith or something about showing your hair in terms of marriage or being uncovered or something like that. So y'all have to explore that a little bit more. I just wanted to put it out there. So I'll end with this story. Yes, physical appearance, we're visual people, it's very important, but you can't let it be too important to the point where it has you sitting on your couch alone for years, or it lets the right one pass you by.